Hey everybody, what's happening? Britt here in the shaping room at the end of a long day, all dusty and dirty and sweaty, but wanted to take a couple minutes to address a question that we get a lot, which is what is the difference on a high performance shortboard between a squash tail and a round pin? We get this one all the time. So wanted to speak to that for just a moment. Here we have two CI pros. These ones are for Vahine Fiera, who just qualified for the World Championship Tour. And she's got in the exact same size board, everything the same except for the tails. She's got one squash and one round pin. So how do we think about this, and how should you think about, should I get a squash or a round pin on your high performance shortboard? Well, the first thing that you want to consider are the waves that you're riding. In general, if you're surfing waves where you need a little more get up and go and a little more lift, then you're going to lean toward the squash, because the squash tail has more area in the back of it than the round pin. You see what we do with the round pin is we take that template to start and then we draw in this round pin, and what you're doing is you're removing surface area. And anytime you remove surface area, you're removing an on top of the water flow sort of feeling. So because the squash has more surface area, it's going to lend itself to softer waves, cruisier waves, waves where you need a little more get up and go, and it's going to have a bit more immediate speed than a round pin. It's going to sit more on top of the water. Now another thing that that'll do is when you're doing maneuvers, the squash tail is going to have a bit more release. Again, because it's more on top of the water and there's more surface area. Let's say you're coming out of the top of the lip and you throw the tail, the squash tail is going to come around a bit more easy because again of that surface area provided by the shape. Whereas the round pin, removing that surface area, it's going to sit in the water more than your squash tail. So that informs your decision if you're surfing waves that have more push and more power and you need more control. This board is going to sit in the water more as opposed to the squash, which is more on top of the water, which means more control. Less lift, more control with a round pin. So if the waves are pushier, cuppier, or just more power, and the issue isn't trying to gain speed, it's controlling speed, that's when you start to think about the round pin. Now the round pin is also going to react differently in maneuvers. The round pin is generally going to be able to draw a tighter arc than the squash and hold the rail more. Again, because of the shape of it. Tighter because you remove this area, and so it can fit in a tighter space, and it holds more because of the shape of that outline in the back. So if you're thinking more snappy surfing, you're thinking a squash tail. If you're thinking more carves and holding turns, you're thinking more of a round pin. They'll both do all those things, but those are the subtleties of when you would choose one over the other. Or for a lot of people, it's personal preference. Or if you look at a situation like on the World Tour, 90% of the time surfers are going to be on round pins because those surfers are so good, they're able to generate speed whenever they need it. But what they want is that hold and control in critical moments, because that type of surfing is all about those critical moments. So that's when you would think about a squash as opposed to a round pin on your high performance shortboard. Hope that helps, guys.